guys, and welcome to Startrek Armada II, that is it. So, this is the second mission, Lifelines. This is a continuation of the last Star Trek Armada II episode I did, which is a playthrough. So, as you can... I'm afraid that you can't hear the sound from Jean-Luc speaking, because it's just too quiet in comparison to stuff like the nebulas on this particular star. So I start with a trading station and a starbase and something else, I'm not sure. So yeah, so this is the like other side of it. This is where all the problems are happening, where the Borg are attacking their ships and bullying them and destroying all chances they have of life. So I obviously thought that those two stars there were, well, yes. I thought that was a mining crater. So as you can see, the starbase just shows how much of a pushover stuff is in this game. Like, those assimilators in Star Trek Armada 1, they would just be almost impossible to kill, but in Star Trek Armada 2 they're just much easier. They're almost like vulnerable, and the damage from the weapon seems to do more.
Starship construction commencing.
Generally, to win Star Trek Armada 2, you just need to get tons and tons of ships out onto the field of play and just mess them up.
Starship complete.
Will do.
So
Ready to work.
you can just see me building another mining freighter just to mine the latinum in these nebulas, because it's one of the mission objectives. One of them's to make contact with the enemy, not the enemy, the other team, like other Federation group. I can't unfortunately control them. And another is to resupply them with dilithium, latinum and metal, which means I can't let either of the trading stations be destroyed, otherwise that would be a big problem. I must admit, one of the things I found interesting about this game is that the Ferengi are seen as neutral completely, even to the Borg, whereas you would normally expect the Borg to like attack anything, right? I mean, the only things that they didn't think worthwhile of assimilation supposedly were the Kazon in Star Trek Voyager, but that was because they were so backwards that it made no difference really. It probably made it just worse. So while latinum or dilithium freighters are holding latinum in the hold, they slow down substantially, which doesn't really make sense in my mind, but I suppose like latinum's supposed to be heavy or something. Shouldn't really make much difference. Generally probably just attract it towards the planets. So maybe much more slower in yes. So while the construction ship just finishes building that plasma cannon, or not plasma cannon, that pulse cannon, just to protect the moon that I'm mining for the metal.
Station complete.
So if you look at this planet right now, this is obviously just one of those barren ones, so you can't, wait, is it? I can't remember, whoops. But yeah, so I just quickly checked the objectives there because I'm not 100% sure what they are. So I decided to build another pulse cannon just to protect the planet a little bit more, because, you know, this planet needs to be protected. It's like vulnerable to attack, or rather not the planet, more the yeah. Something you notice when you zoom in tons is that the planet's really far down. Obviously that means that all the ships have to go, like, travel a bit more to attack.
A prudent course of action.
As I was saying, to attack anything. I've just kind of assigned the Enterprise and the other Galaxy class ship to protect the construction ship. You may see this as not a very good idea, but seeing as it's right next to spawn, it's not likely to lose. We're not likely to lose much. I think I put build times on low and build costs on low, meaning that I could just build quicker than normal. One of the mission objectives were to build a research facility.
Starship construction commencing.
So I just kind of mess around trying to figure out where I want the starbase to produce the cargo ships. When I did this, I must admit I didn't really think it through. I built tons and tons of cargo ships, and then in the end only used one of them, which was quite frankly the worst decision I'd ever made. The other base is clearly getting a hounding from the Borg, which isn't very healthy, I don't think. You can just hear now all these fleets of ships coming in to attack my base. This is where you see that it just isn't quite enough.
All work crews report to station.
Oh wait, I think, no, whoops, that was their base. Or was it mine? I'm not 100% sure. I think it was theirs. Yeah, it was definitely the opposite groups. Now that fleet's rushing over towards me now, which doesn't give me a sense of joy, you know. Makes me panic a little bit, so I just put them out in front of my base.
Starship.
Building a Kira class because they're quite cheap.
Starship complete.
Dilithium metal and a few crew.
Starship complete. Starship.
Now I have plenty of dilithium and metal, and what I should be worried about is genuinely the amount of crew that I have opposed to anything else. Now that Borg cube's just about to get fucked up by the starbase. And goodbye Borg cube. So these are Kira classes just mopping up a bit of the Borg for me right there. And it tried to steal my cargo freighter, which isn't very fun, is it?
Starship complete.
Now, this obviously is quite quick to kill all of them, as I was saying. As you can see, in fact, all the ships now are rather paperweight in comparison to the previous Armada. Armada 1, that is, anyway. So I then tell that to trade, which, in all honesty, is not much point. Like I said, I used all of those cargo ships and I made all of those and then just used one of them, which, in all honesty, was not worth what I had done. So I just try and end the trade on this cargo. Did I just try to load crew? Yes, I did. Okay.
Ready.
And it's just going for a jog, you know, doing shit. No, you're gonna go somewhere? No? No? You don't feel like going somewhere? Oh, that's just fine, you know. Okay. And now he waddles off to the lemonade stand. So I decided to make more Akira classes because I'm like, oh yeah, baby, Akira. So, obviously, because I'm smart, I set them to like high movement autonomy, so they don't really protect the cargo ship properly, and that just kind of gets fucked up a bit. And now they nick my supplies. And I do not know what I'm doing. I think, oh yes, let's just leave all of these people out in the middle of nowhere.
Enemy engaged.
Armed and ready.
I tried to save it, but alas.
Station is under attack.
Just too slow.
Starship complete. Insufficient food.
One of the things I've always wanted to do is just take over the Ferengi ships and use them myself. Because the Ferengi always nick your ships, and it's just like, how's this fair, exactly? And I thought, why not nick one of theirs for once, You know?
Starship construction commenced.
But I didn't get it, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Starship complete.
I really don't understand why I paid for the antimatter mines when I have absolutely no... Oh no, I didn't get those. But I don't see why I got those either, because there's no Romulans on here, and there's no Cardassians on here, and I don't plan on using Defiance for antimatter mines. So I'm just going to quickly make contact with the other trading station or other outpost. This just kind of like
Starship construction
completes one of the objectives for me because I've sent in reinforcements. Yeah.
Starship complete.
Adjust heading.
So I just want to destroy all the Borg's information. There's not much point to it, but
New course heading.
if I can destroy all their like sensor data, it should make it an easier win for me. And I'm willing to bet you know why. So that one's one of their like phaser cannon equivalents. Apart from it fires slower, like only one at a time. But I think it does more damage. I just wait for that sensor array to be destroyed while I contemplate. Surely this is taking too long for just a minge. Not a minge. A tiny little thing like that, you know.
Enemy engaged.
Obviously, while I'm getting engaged with the Borg, I decide to Yes, I said getting engaged. I think our wedding will be on the 24th of January, 2016.
Sections stand by.
But yes, so there's yet another ship, the Harmonic Defender. That's like the tiny little ship, like how a scout. It's no use, you can't fix the starbase. And you can't really do anything with anything else. It's kind of cool how the photon torpedoes just like bend round corners and stuff. Doesn't seem really that right, does it? It's not like it has thrusters on or something, is it? So this time I actually get the movement autonomy right, so that they don't leg it every time. So I tell it to go load some dilithium, which should speed up the process. I say should because I can't guarantee. And they just all crowd around the... I don't know why I pressed that. I think it does it automatically. Oh no, it's only going to generate trace amounts of metal. Actually, I think I might have been able to colonize that planet. I'm just thinking,
Starship construction
that's interesting. I can make myself a nice little piece of gold. Not gold, why am I saying gold? You know, gold isn't currency on here, what am I thinking?
Starship complete.
Prep all systems.
So that's just a colony ship done. I can build myself a colony on this planet. Alpha Theta 6. And obviously it's going to get a brief visit from the Borg, don't you think? For some reason, despite knowing that the Borg don't have any ships capable of planetary bombardment, I will still choose to make a shield for the planet. There's nothing that the Borg can do to the planet to attack.
Oscar.
Obviously I just get interrupted from, you know, TeamSpeak, so that's always an issue. Yeah. So, yeah. The colony ship just reaches the planet and starts colonization, which means I will soon have my crew flowing in. Basically, all the mummies and all the daddies in the quadrant go to the planet and then they have a big orgy and have children. That's how crews made in Starfleet.
Colonization was successful.
It could be. I don't know if it is, but you know. Imagine if you could then decommission that ship, having already colonized the planet. That would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? You have gained a planet. Yeah, I realise I kind of colonized it myself. What are you going to say to that, bitch? I always kind of think if there is a planet there, like Earth, Federation, it all came from a planet, right? So surely, like, I should be able to build starships from planets that I've colonized, right? It makes sense. Like, I just tried to repopulate this starbase before I realise it's completely futile. The population of this starbase is just not going up. The life support's just completely broken. The only thing that's nothing's working. It's literally called Starbase 2. It's just like, oh yeah. But look, the life support's completely destroyed, like irreparably damaged. and then there's just the advanced shipyards, and the shipyard completely desolate. It's a shame you can't take over the advanced shipyard or build with it, considering that it's there and you can see it the whole time. Now, this is the first like major contact we have with the Borg. We see their starbase, we see their planets, we see all of their stuff. And another assimilator comes up to pay us a visit. Fortunately, this singular photon torpedo turret has it under control. Now, obviously, yes, but as I was saying, obviously I'm going to have to get all my ships ready to jump to light speed. I don't know, is warp faster than light? I think it is. Yes, it definitely should be. Because if you remember the Star Trek episode where Janeway and the others discover the Omega particle, I think it is, or maybe it's the one where Lieutenant becomes like a evolutionary advanced human after reaching warp 10 and collecting way too much data and slowly transforming into this kind of thing, and eventually going onto a planet with Janeway, at which point
Enemy engaged.
they have sex and make babies, and then there's humans in the Delta Quadrant, and then they just kind of go back to the ship, somehow turning back into normal humans, and yes, they are obviously that's how it works. You just randomly, really quickly turn back into what you were before. Like they always taught you at school. Because I love my sleep so much. It's 11:30 right now. And I'm not loving myself for it. So this is the star, or the construction ship, coming over to build all my stuff for over here, at which point I believe I build a starbase. Oh yay, medical supplies. So I just check this out.
Enemy
They're not really very interested, they just kind of look at them for a second and look away. Personally, I wouldn't engage the Borg without like good reason, but then this Star Trek Armada II and the Borg are really weak, just like every other race.
Report to station.
So, it doesn't make much difference, does it? No, not really. So it makes sense, really. So this construction ship is just about reaching where it's supposed to be.
Station construction commencing.
And it is creating some kind of metal refinery. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be called. I mean, it says orbital processing facility, but like, that's a metal refinery, isn't it? Plus, I don't see why they wouldn't build it on the ground, you know, considering it's probably safer on the ground, and the fact that, well, unless they're really concerned about earthquakes, is it like a teleporter beam that kind of teleports stuff from the planet up into the holds of the thing, and then it gets transformed around in like data or something, because obviously that's how it works.
Confirmed, Starfleet.
Like, you can have 2 starships on either side of your base, and then an orbital processing facility halfway across the map, and it'll just let you build in your base. So yeah, you know, that's how it works. Okay, so I have just resupplied the starbase, or their starbase, with, you know, all the supplies, and I found this neat little glitch, which is kind of bad, but it helps for the purpose. When it's replacing the stuff, and it's putting some new stuff in, you can actually click to load the previous stuff, and it will load that instead of whatever, like, then it was just giving me those disgusting Klingon worms called Gah. And I changed that into loading metal. Rather ingenious, don't you think? I dare say it's a glitch that they overshot when they were making the thing, but it's a quick way to do the mission with a limited amount of ships. So I've just about finished loading it up with metal.
Ready to trade.
So
We read you.
it says that before it's actually reached the 1,500 mark, which obviously makes sense. So now I'm loading the Latinum, one of the last Latinums, one of the last things. Now the Borg almost make all out assault on the base. Obviously they weren't thinking about the safety of the crew involved, were they? It's a bit bad, really. People are seen as kind of worthless in Startrek Armada II, aren't they? Like, oh, I don't really need you anymore, bye. But yeah, you know,
Engage.
it's Startrek Armada II, so we can have people killed if we like. So this is like a tiny little bit of it left to do, and I think why not attack their base, you know, because they were dicks to me, why not be dicks back, you know? So I'm sending this massive fleet of ships to attack the Borg. The Borg won't stand a chance, will they? Oh yeah, wait, yes they will, because all the ships like feathers. So without controlling what they do, obviously they're going to do jack shit. So I tell them to attack the Nexus first, because hopefully it means that they'll destroy it. And if they can destroy the Nexus, it means that they've got a limited amount of stuff they can attack back with. Unfortunately, the Nexus seems like 74,000 times stronger than the actual ships that I'm attacking it with. And yeah, there's like no ships left. And it's just absolutely futile.
Starship construction.
There's nowhere near enough ships. I just leg it back to here, hoping to lure a few Borg and destroy a few of their ships.
Enemy.
Although they're like, oh no wait, we don't need to attack this guy because we've got all of our beautiful ships that we want to protect. Right? Wrong, they're tiny ships. Right, if you're going to be Grand Nagus, I'm going to be the Queen of Sheba. Let's hope that wasn't the Grand Nagus. Now, once again, I tried to get my back. Obviously, seeing as it's the last part of the mission, it's like, oh no, wait, we can't let them get this easily. So they were like, let's attack that ship.
Starship.
So I load the Latinum up, ready to finish the thing, and I just look at how much Latinum's left in the nebula.
Starship.
Quite a little bit. So that's full of Latinum now, and it's just going to go to the starbase, and we're going to win. So obviously I get as many ships as I can while I still can, and I'm like, okay, the Saber class ships are the way forward. They're going to destroy the enemy for me, you know, because Saber class aren't the weakest, but they aren't. Oh, they pretty much are. What am I kidding myself? They're pretty much useless. So there's the convoy, just going into the gravitational pull of the planet, meaning that we won't be able to do shit yet. You know. So, not much longer until it's done. It's just coming out of the other side of the planet now. Though that won't make any difference because it's just going the slowest ship. Although it didn't have any guards, which I kind of wanted it to have. So, you know, it's just gonna the Latinum that I've sent to the enemy, the opposite team, or my other team, is just going up now, and it's just completed the objective, meaning that Alpha Theta 6 has been resupplied and the enemy have been engaged. So we weren't able to kill all the Borg, but we did leave a lasting impact upon them. So these are just what I got. Stats wise, killed a few of their ships too much, and yeah, thanks for watching guys. I'll see you all next time. Next episode in the series, Recovery, and you can just see the start of it now. Well, this is just the start of, you know, the automatic. So thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.